All right. Hi, Capricorn. It's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with a reading. And today we're coming from Zoom land here with a reading. We are with a tarot reading because of the mic quality that was going on with my mic. So tomorrow I'll have a brand new mic. I noticed that, I don't know, I'm a little bit loud here on this as well. Not used to doing these readings here, right? So I hope you guys are well, and Capricorn, take what fits, right, in the reading. I will be showing the cards because usually you guys have a card view, right? And but you get to look at my mug here, right? Yeah, you do. And the cards. And we start with patience. Okay, so we see the goose, right? And yeah, he's flying here, and I guess he's being patient about wherever he's going. It's kind of interesting because they go south, right? And you can see them where I live. I live in California. You can see them going south in the fall. They go in the fall. So, sometimes playing tennis and you see you look up and there's like, 100 birds, right, flocking, 100 geese, really. Let's see what else we have. And we have wonders. All right, so here's the giant crystal. It looks like amethyst to me. It's purple. There's something going through it here, but this is about like a wonder, like a miracle almost, like the wonders of the world. Like wow, it's kind of like that. Something could have really changed. Maybe somebody never had any patience here, Capricorn. That could be the case. Patience, right? Yeah. And we have forgiveness. Yeah, it looks like somebody never had any patience, and now they could be changing in front of you, Capricorn. You're like, whoa, you've changed a lot, right? Maybe somebody's returning like that as well. But people do grow and change. Yeah, they do. And they don't usually grow overnight, but sometimes if they suffer, they will, because they understand, they start to really understand what life's really about. But um, yeah, I mean, people do change. So if somebody ever says, "Oh, now people don't change," that's a really pessimistic way to look at things. And some people may never, though. That's true. But in general, people always change because as you get older, you become more mature, you become softer, you become more forgiving, more loving. Yeah, most of us do that. And they said that's probably because you're getting closer to dying, okay? Yeah, right. Not you guys necessarily, but they say when you get like after 60, um, yeah, that you have this compassion. It's because you understand that you're going to meet your maker at some point, right? It's kind of like that. Yeah, let's see who we have. Let's see who we have for you guys, Capricorn. And these are the animal deck. I forget the name of it. I have a few of those, right? Let's see what we got here, though. Haven't used this in a real while. The bison. All right, recognize the riches of the past and the abundance of the present. So, what is the richness of the past? It can be something that you were enjoying, right? Right, recognize it. And so it does take time. Sometimes we're just talking about that. Sometimes it takes years to really appreciate and look back and go, wow, that I had it really good then, right? It depends because as I said, as we get older, we are more appreciative, right? It says recognize the riches of the past. That can also be wisdom, right? It can. It can be wisdom, um, and the abundance of the present. So that's a beautiful card. And this is what the bison said before, somebody wanted steak. He said, don't come over here, please. Right? Yeah. Right, yeah. He's a cutie though. I feel like he is. Let's see what we got. We have the Black Panther, and this is sensuality and passion stir beneath a cloak of secrecy. And this can be about somebody who really loves you and they're passionate or they're super passionate about you, Capricorn, but at the same time they're not telling you, right? A cloak of secrecy. It looks like somebody from the past realizes how good they had it with you. That's how it looks in this reading, or how important you were to them. They could have figured it out later. That's what I was saying as we get older, right? That's what happens, right? Yeah, maybe at a particular time in your life you were complaining or maybe you didn't like something, and then later on you go, whoa, well, wow, I really had it good though. I mean, that can happen because, it just can, right? As we change and grow. And now we have the the water buffalo. Here he is. He's kind of cute. He looks like a steer, sort of, to me. All these animals are really beautiful animals. Yeah, all animals, all God's animals are beautiful. They really are. This is face life head on with courage and reclaim the brave spirit within you. Somebody got scared and didn't have any courage. And if you're not appreciative of what you have, then I don't know, it's harder to, it just makes your life harder where you have less courage. And why is that? Because if you're kind of feeling negative about whatever is around you, doesn't mean you have to stay and accept something, right? Doesn't something that's not, working out for you or whatever. But when we are in gratitude, yeah, it can really help us have courage in our life. It really does. It puts you in this kind of zen and this, appreciative, where you just think, I am appreciative. And that can, manifest and bring more things to you to be appreciative of. Yeah, yeah, it is. So let's get right into this here. Um, Somebody wants to reclaim their past with you. That's how it looks, could be, because I keep seeing reclaim the brave spirit within you. It doesn't really have to be somebody from the past, but we do have forgiveness, so maybe so. Um, yeah, and maybe you need to forgive yourself, Capricorn. I'm not sure for not, recognizing, or people are like that. They get mad at themselves sometimes and they go, "Why wasn't I appreciative of that?" Right? But it may not be about that. But let's see here. But we have wonders, and somebody has acquired patience, right? Yeah, and so with that card there, and face life head on with courage, and claim your braveness, basically. Um, Somebody I feel like has wants to be patient, or they have developed patience. Nobody wants somebody who is not patient with them. I don't mean if you tell somebody, I don't know if I want you and I need 5 more years to think about it. No, we don't mean silly stuff like that. But um, patience is a virtue. I didn't even understand that when I was younger. Now I was like, what? Um, yeah, so let's get right into it. If you want a psychic reading with me, Capricorn, I always check my work for accuracies, and they are, yeah. And so you can get a tarot reading too. And those readings, you can pick the formatting, a live video one-on-one with me, and this beautiful sky here, right? Or a recording, or I can record the live reading. Yeah, I can do that. Just ask me for that. And the best reading is the psychic first and then the tarot after, because they both have different messages. Yeah, they do. Right? It comes out the way it comes out when I'm reading psychic energy of somebody, or for you, your energy. It's not going to come out like what's on the card necessarily, right? It could be similar, but not exactly, right? So we have worry here, though. We do. Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Somebody's worried here, most likely about forgiveness. Um, it's a possibility here. Maybe they're trying to forgive themselves. So it looks like there's like a little regret in this reading. It does here. And somebody didn't have courage, and and I don't feel like they really wanted to face life head on. That's really important, right? You have to face life head on. Otherwise, life will control you, right? Yeah, it does. Or it will. Okay, we start with the moon. And everything's in the description box. Capricorn, Mystic Sense has a free 5-minute psychic reading, and I do past life readings. Those are sessions, and they last from 2 to 3 hours. And they are completely empowering, and can help you with your awareness, because that's why we're all here. We're all here to, in our search for awareness. Yeah, that's it. That's what the North Node is about in your chart. And everything happening in your chart is to help you evolve and find that awareness. Yeah, that's what it's about. Yeah. So let's see what we have. It talks about your love life, your chart. It talks about your work, what's really important to you, and there's so many things, right? With the life houses. So in the reading, we start with the moon. The Six of Cups is in the challenging position. And we have the Five of Wands. So there's somebody challenged here. That's the person who is worried. I'm not sure if that's you or them, but that's the person who is worried or has anxiety, or maybe sleepless nights even, right? And those are not fun, right? How do you face the day even, let alone, take life head on, right? I feel like we've all had sleepless nights before. And if you haven't, then congratulations, right? Yeah, and so let's get into this here. And the Five of Wands, as I said. So the moon here already talks about somebody's in their emotions, they're in their feelings. They could be confused, but this is really emotional. That's what it's about, right? And that's what Cancer, the fourth house, is about our emotional security and what makes us feel safe. And whoever's, this card is about somebody who does not feel safe. In fact, they are very emotional, right? Yeah, they are. All right. So this can be about something that was secretive. Sometimes the moon is about dreams and things like that as well. The psyche, the unconscious, right? Sometimes. And we have the Six of Cups. It could be somebody from your past right there. Um, and it's showing up with the Ace of Swords. Is that in the upright? Yeah, it is. All right, cool. So there's a new beginning here that is wanting to come in for you, but it's sitting in the challenge, or we can call that the crossing energy where, or what's influencing, or the impacting kind of influential, things like that. But when you get right down to it, it's really a bit of a challenge, sometimes a big challenge. But next to the Five of Wands, I would say it's probably somewhat big, because that is about challenges in just general, right? These people are fighting here. It can be about fighting here, but maybe Five of Swords is down here. He's taken their swords. There could have been fighting here, maybe, possibly. There may be an ending because the Death card sits next to the Five of Swords, which is about defeat. It's about winning and losing, and he is the winner, but he's kind of smug guy. He's got a smirk. Yeah, a smirk, not just, smug. So yeah, and the Five of Wands is showing up. A choice has been made here. We have the Seven of Cups. I feel like I called out the cards, but I'll show them anyway. Temperance, Five of Wands. Could be a Sag here. It could be Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, Pisces, Taurus, Scorpio, and Cancer, right? I mean, but there can be all the other signs can be here as well. The other six signs, I think I named like six maybe, but could be any sign, could be. But a choice is made and a decision is made, right? So, somebody could have, maybe you're chosen and then the decision to come forward, possibly, with the Seven of Cups um, and the King of Swords. There could have been confusion here. Sometimes the Seven of Cups is, I'm overwhelmed and I don't know what to choose. Sometimes it's making sure you really choose something. You're going to choose something that will help you, or you're going to choose to, improve your life, things like that, or choose to return maybe. But that Seven of Cups showing up here next to the Five of Wands where those people are fighting. This is about somebody who most likely had options and they are choosing, they made a choice, but with that Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck where he's has anxiety or he can't sleep, at all, it's fear as well too. Then so somebody could be a little uncomfortable. I don't know if I made the right choice. That could be the case here, right? And they're hoping uh, that they've made the right choice for sure. And somebody's really passionate about you, right? Sensuality and passion stir beneath a cloak of secrecy. Somebody's hiding their love for you, their passion and their desire from you, Capricorn, and maybe it's somebody from your past. So this could be, somebody, it can be. The Six of Cups is not always about the past. Sometimes it's about what is just familiar to you. Um, Maybe somebody, that that they're not really you might know them from the past, but you didn't have a relationship with them. That's a possibility. And so let's get a card though. We have the King of Swords here, right? Maybe this is somebody from your childhood as well, that maybe you were never even with that person. It's a possibility. We have the King of Swords. Let's get a card on it. And we have it with the Seven of Wands. This is overwhelm. It can be resisting somebody, pushing away, or standing up for yourself, right? It can also be overwhelm where this man is trying to gain his footing, like like I need to get to a stable kind of place. But this is somebody's overwhelmed about this decision they made. That's what they are. That's why we have the Seven of Cups with the Five of Wands, like almost like a challenging choice there. Yeah. And it's possible in this reading, for some, there could have been a third party in the reading. It's a possibility, right? Can never really outrule that when it's a general reading anyway. We don't have to have the Three of Swords here or the 10. No, we don't necessarily. Um, yeah, and the Page of Swords is sitting here next to the Five of Swords. This is wondering, am I gonna win this? Um, or will I be defeated maybe by Capricorn? Here's the Nine of Wands. He's already the wounded warrior. He's already been beat up by something psychological. Yeah, I don't mean out in the street or at the bar, right? Yeah. There's no bars in this deck, Capricorn, just so you know, right? Just teasing here. No, there's not though, but there's some bars, some. I have a little witch deck where, he's at the bar, yeah, in the card. But this is resilient energy here, right? And we have this card about facing life head on with courage to reclaim the brave spirit within you. That's what somebody's doing here. Even if we saw them really worried at the bottom of the deck, right? Because it doesn't, you still have, even if you're afraid, right? You still go to kindergarten, right? You still have to have the courage. I mean, your parents are going to drag you there anyway they are, right? I mean, that's what I did in kindergarten. I cried because I was shy and yeah, so so I was crying, yeah, and this is about courage. And courage doesn't mean that you're not afraid. It means you do it anyway. That's really what that means. Yeah. Five of Swords is in the concern with the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe that is you. Could be another earth sign, could be Virgo, Taurus, or another Cap. But this is about there's some type of a defeat in this reading. There was, and that's why somebody is worried here. Some type of defeat. Yeah. Maybe it happened in the past. It could have, definitely. But this is definitely somebody who wants a new beginning with you. We have the Moon and the Ace of Swords in the challenge. Yeah, and maybe they need to heal the situation with you, maybe, because temperance can be about healing. It is about grounding, and establishing balance in your life. It's also about self-mastery. It really is. And so we have the Death card in the environment. All right, so this could be a physical environment. It's usually the psyche, right? That environment, the psychological environment. This is a transformation of some sort. For sure it is a huge change, and it's showing up with the Four of Swords, and this person could be praying, literally praying for a transformation here. They might have suffered a difficult transformation next to the Five of Swords, underneath the Five of Wands, where these people are fighting. And what is a difficult transformation? It is when life is forcing you to change, but you don't really want it. And so, right, or you're afraid, right? So that is a difficult transformation. And, it's a very Virgo thing, kind of, because purification is about Virgo, right? So, and here we have these two majors. We have the Hangman in the Hopes and Fears, and he's in the reverse because he's standing, right? Yeah, he's standing here. Yeah, and so now we have the Hierophant with it. And so the Hopes and Fears is it's kind of like it can be, I hope that I made a sacrifice for the right reason, because there's something here that this person really wants you to see them in some type of a light. Maybe they want you to see them as having patience. Maybe they didn't have any patience with you, and which is definitely not a good thing. I would never put up with that, but because that's not love, right? That's not at all. That's not when you care for somebody if you're not patient. And so this here is the Hangman. It can be in the Hopes and Fears. It can be, yeah, I hope I made a sacrifice, the right sacrifice, or a sacrifice for the right reason. And this is also, it can be, I hope I am seeing things like my intuition is correct. It can be that, right? It's also a release. It is the Hangman. Let's get a card on the Hanged Man reversed. And it's here with the Ten of Wands. So there could also be a Piscean here who is having a hard time when we see, the Hanged Man with the Ten of Wands. It could be carrying a burden here. It's a possibility here. I mean, there is some type of a defeat here, Five of Swords, and then we have the Five of Wands, but the Death card sits next to the Five of Swords, right? And so when we say transformation, what is transformation? It's change, it's profound change, but it can be death. It can be an ending, right? Whenever something ends, we something transforms, right? Your energy or whatever, right? And so now we have the Hierophant showing up in the potential outcome, and we'll get a card on that, Capricorn, and it is showing up with the Seven of Swords reversed. The Seven of Swords reversed can be guilt. Yeah, it usually is. It can be that somebody has already kind of run away from a marriage, could be because, the sevens are about evaluating things, and he is running away. He's got these swords sneaking away. In the reverse, maybe somebody was married here and they don't want that marriage anymore. Could be Five of Swords, Death card, right? Five of Wands, and just, yeah, it could be that somebody was married here and they don't want the marriage. They're not happy. And so they have walked away from it and they could feel guilty about it. Sometimes this is guilt. Yeah, that's a trip here. And this reading is also about somebody who is going off to, I feel like, be with you, Capricorn, because they really believe in you or in the love that they have for you or the affection that they have for you. Sometimes the Six of Wands, Six of Cups is about affection because it's seeing somebody who is it can be affection, and they are being very kind to each other, these kids. Yeah, they are. The big one, the little one gave her friend the flower pot, right? They're in the garden and she goes, smell it, and it's really cute. But it could be somebody who is wanting to be kind and patient to you as well, right here. I'm gonna end this reading, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here, and thanks for dealing with this. I feel like this microphone's loud too, but I don't know how it sounds that much, but it's better than the other one that was bouncing off of something, which is, now it's over there in the disc pile, right, in the garbage. But I'll have a new mic tomorrow, and we'll have the setup the way it was. I feel like most people probably like that setup, but it's nice for me to see you guys once in a while. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me and for you to be able to see me, right? Yeah. Thank you so much. And please like, share, and subscribe. I'll also put the Aries full moon. I will link it at the top of the comments there, and you can watch that for all the 12 signs. And yeah, that is a trip, the Aries full moon, because that's about us and what we really want in our lives. It's about the self and what you want for yourself. So that's a big one, right? And it's a full moon. So, and that's a 2 week cycle. So, no need to think that it's late or anything like that. And please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps me to, kind of manage the YouTube algorithm that all of us podcasters have to do, right? Hit the little bell, Capricorn, if you'd like to receive my notifications. And thank you so much, you guys, for joining me here. God bless. Yeah.